Um, who inspired me? Just trying to think who would have inspired me. I suppose when I was getting the bands and that, I would be messing around and I seen a local band called Meta 4, who were big heroes in 1984 to 1986 scene around Dundalk. And there was a singer I just loved because they were very shambolic. There was a guy called Cozzy used to sing, a guy called Hovey on bass. What I loved about Hovey was he was wearing a Rush t-shirt. I don't particularly like the band, but it was just a big sort of fuck off, like, you know, because it was the era of the whole sort of Miami Vice and you know, all the sort of the gone sort of highlight era and Scars. And I liked as well was the guitar was very shambolic and the strings kept breaking, but they just were very sort of raw. It was almost as if they couldn't hold the energy within the band. And I just thought, Jesus, you know, these lads are doing it there, but it doesn't seem like Pythagoras theorem sort of complex sort of music. I think I could probably do this, and they would have one act around town. It was very important to have someone around town to sort of inspire you, I think, because it's more, you know, it's more in your own world. It's not like it's in TV or on records. So I think they were sort of an inspiration when I was starting off. As well as that, in the records and that, it would have been people when I was learning to play guitar would have been people like The Velvet, Underground, Lou Reed, and Van Morrison and Bob Dylan, because the chords, there was only 3 chords in a lot of the songs, and they were great songs, and I think anyone could play them really when you're learning guitar. So things like that. The most important band and artist at the moment. I don't think there's any one particular important artist. I think it's just an era where everything's so disjointed and fractured that there's so many things going on at the one time. The most important band at the moment, rock band to me, would be Tiger Bear Wolf, who I found actually on MySpace and a thing called Coke Machine Glow, a sort of a web review, sort of blog review, and they just have this total spirit of rock and roll, the way it should be played, and I just like that. There's not many rock albums I really like that one, and as well as that, I'm trying to think, the most important artist in Ireland for me would be Captain Moonlight, from Kilkenny, who's a sort of a rapper, and he sings, you know, he has a good raw Kilkenny accent, he sings about things that piss him off, and besides that, we people like Al Producto from Def Jux Records in America. He's just fiery sort of, he's not a sort of rap guy, but things like that. It's all about lyrics as well, you know, as long as you can hear the sort of the power in the voice and that they mean it, that's more important than what's really underneath it, for me. I would prefer, I do like playing live. Um, I don't think you can have one without the other really, you know, like having a live record, and the first album I did here with Live at the Spiritstore was very important to me because that was the sort of sound I had at the time, and pretty much it's still close enough to what I am today. Getting stuff in the studio, it's a different kettle of fish. People will only listen to so many records like that. So I had to fill it out with conventional instruments and guitar, drums, bass and trumpet and things like that because it was important. The main thing for me is that, again, it's the voice. If what you're singing about is crap or they don't sound like you mean it, then to me the record is worthless. No matter how much you fill it up, it doesn't matter because people are going to listen to it. It's like the Emperor's New Clothes, you know, waiting for somebody to shout, that guy's full of shit, that's naked, you know, he's crap. So I think it's, you know, you have to sort of, the voice is very important. Whether it's live or in the studio, that's the main thing for me, you know. I think the most important thing is your own imagination. You have to dig the fire inside you. As Keith Richards would say, you stick your finger up in the sky and pull out the electricity. There's loads of songs floating about the atmosphere, you have to just grab them. I think you have to just use your imagination a bit more. There's loads of influences you can take, whether it's in books, people talking, the radio, the internet, or TV. you know, as long as you've got good imagination, I think it'll get you far. I think if you just try and rip off somebody, listen to a record and try and copy their voice straight away without sort of getting what the meaning that they're trying to put across, it'll be no good. So as I say, imagination. As I say, Tiger, Bear, Wolf would be a good one to go. You can actually, if you go into MySpace, Tiger, Bear, Wolf, their album is pretty hot at the moment. I'd say going for that. As well as that, El Producto, I'll Sleep When You're Dead. It's a rap album on Def Jux Records. That's pretty good. And from Kilkenny, Captain Midnight, his album is great. So straight on.
And your own.
Yeah, oh, well, I can't be too bashful, like, you know, I have to wait for somebody else to say that.
Yeah. He was a mook. He was a silly little twit, selling eights behind the shelter. All his life was helter-skelter. Behind the shelter selling eights, anyone could see his fate. That some of the hardmen from Belfast, the 30 was moving just a wee bit too fast. He was coming home one night from the factory in the Finnabair estate. He happened to be 2 hours late. Then he felt like a little mouse. He could see a white van parked round the corner of his house. He went into the kitchen. The girlfriend said she was going to the chipper. Through the curtains he could see the stars. He could see the Big Dipper. Ooh-wee! My waddy! Good golly! Mr. Blobby! You're rocking! And you know it. Beware! The Balaclava boys! Beware! The Balaclava boys! He was a mook. He was a silly little twit. 100 pounds he was waiting down. He was always waiting for somebody to pounce. Outside, through the curtains, every car light that dimmed, he felt the fear within. He was finishing his chifutti when he felt his legs turn to putty. He heard a van door slam, and inside he knew he was damned. He was lying in the car, but 4 faces came into view. The car was started turning red. Seconds earlier was blue, and before him, his whole life flew. Yeah, ooh-wee! My waddy! Good golly! Mr. Blobby! You're rocking! And you know it. Beware! The Balaclava boys! Beware! The Balaclava boys! Is he alive? Is he dead? Is he alive? Is he dead? Is he alive? Is he dead? Who cares?